One Lone Pine Tree by Saigyo. Translated by Hiroaki Sato and Burton Watson.
One lone pine tree, growing in the hollow, and I thought I was the only one without a friend.
This poem may seem simple and straightforward, but Saigyo used poetic and literary devices to present his theme to an educated audience.
The first device we picked up was assonance. The O sound was repeated many times throughout the poem.
Also, Saigyo used diction with words such as lone or without to evoke a melancholy and solitary mood in the readers.
Imagery was exercised in the first 2 lines of the poem. We know this because it develops a clear picture for the readers.
Saigyo left some words to be interpreted. The word hollow means both an empty place in a forest, but also an empty place in your heart.
The 3rd line shows a shift in perspective. He uses past tense to show that he understands now that he really isn't alone in this world, and others know how he feels.
Saigyo carefully chose the words in his poem, such as when he selected a pine tree. This is a metaphor for himself, a sharp and rugged human being who allows no comfort to reach his soul.
There are subtle hints in the words Saigyo uses. Growth has a positive connotation, but hollow has a very negative connotation. This is his effort to show us that good can come from bad.
The theme of the poem is that we may be alone, but it is our choice as to whether or not we are lonely.
There are distinct differences between alone and lonely. Alone is when you are totally isolated and completely solitary. This does not mean that you are desolate. You can lead a fulfilled life all alone, just like the pine tree. Without the other trees competing for sunlight, this tree is able to grow, free and strong, all alone.
Being lonely is a separate matter. Being lonely means that you feel no one else in the world cares or knows about your feelings. You can be in a crowded room and still feel lonely. I'm sure that you have felt this way at least once. Thus, the speaker is lonely and not quite alone because he lives in a world with billions of people, but he still has those desolate feelings.
Thus, the tree is discovering what it truly means to be lonely.
And the man is discovering what it means to truly be alone.